movements of customers by following Wi-Fi signals from their smartphones. A company spokeswoman says when Nordstrom posted a sign telling customers, they complained, and then it ended the experiment in May. Morgan Wright is a cybersecurity analyst, former advisor to the State Department, and live with us now. Morgan, thanks.
Hi, Shep.
This is kind of weird. I mean, Nordstrom is letting us know that Nordstrom was testing it, but what can they get? What can they know from this?
Well, Shep, what they can get is actually information you would not otherwise voluntarily disclose to them about your shopping habits, how long you stay in a certain area, what things you buy, what your preferences are, your form of payment. So as long as they can track you with a unique identifier, which they can do, for example, through the phone, they can learn so much about you, about things you wouldn't otherwise volunteer to them if they try to do a survey at the front of the store with you.
And I guess the benefit for the store is they could send you specialized advertising or what?
Yeah, and actually, if you for example, Nordstrom, other stores have an application. So if you have their app and you're in store, because they know precisely where you're at, then they can start serving you up advertising and understanding, hey, some of this technology, Shep, is so weird, it actually can determine if you're in a bad mood, decide maybe you need beer or whiskey instead of, the magazine you were going to buy. So, I mean, they're really getting detailed about this, and that generates a lot of privacy concerns about how do I opt out, how do I keep people from tracking me when I still want to shop at that store.
So what do I need to do? Do I turn the Bluetooth or the Wi-Fi off? If you still have your 4G or whatever, can they do it that way or no?
Yeah, it depends on some of the technology. One of the ways Nordstrom was tracking you, a lot of the phones have the Wi-Fi signal in there, and there's a setting that says search for a Wi-Fi network. So as you're kind of pinging, it tracks it because you're trying to find an access point. Now, if you shut that off and only connect to known networks, there's probably less of a chance, and so the cell phone signal will be less accurate. So, it's going to be harder to do that. But the point about it is your phone is unique. They can track you, and they can see the number of times you return to the store, dates, times, locations, frequency. So there's many things they're getting about you you may not want them to know.
All right, Morgan, thank you very much. George Zimmerman's become a familiar face to folks who follow this trial, but he's taking steps to make sure nobody recognizes him in public. We'll tell you what George Zimmerman's attorney has to say about that coming up, plus a little boy's really incredible survival story. He sank into a sand dune 11 feet deep. The rest of his story as we approach the bottom of the hour and the top of the news, live from Citi Field, across the river in Queens.